We need to talk. I'm going to ask you, what are you doing with your life? We start off good, but years pass, we age, and we get scared. Scared of debt, losing our health. I mean, it could be growing older. I understand. I've got family too. You know, something to fight for. And I don't want anything to take that away. Not my boss, my finances, or my age. But what if you never could get fired? You won't. And what if age really were just a number? It is. Featured in Harper's Bazaar, Vogue, and Cosmo, the media is proclaiming it as the latest breakthrough in anti-aging. What is it? It's called the Youth Enhancement System.
Or YES. And it's comprised of the latest in skincare and nutritional products. Using only the purest ingredients, YES tackles aging in a way never before accomplished. With state-of-the-art technology and clinically proven results, it's revolutionizing the industry on a global level. A powerful group of products. Some work from the inside out, while others work
from the outside in. It's a complete defense against aging. Let's start with Luminesse. Luminesse is an anti-aging skincare using advanced technology to support the body's natural ability to renew itself. Step 1 is to purify the skin with the Youth Restoring Cleanser. Step 2 is the Cellular Rejuvenation Serum. The serum is the flagship. It reduces the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, leaving your complexion totally revitalized. Now, step 3 is cool. It begins with the moisturizing complex in the morning, protecting against the sun's harmful rays during the day.
And ends with the advanced night repair, a secret weapon to apply just before bed, repairing your skin while you sleep.
Well, inside, I feel like I'm 25 years old. I get concerned about the wrinkles, and it seems like every time I look in the mirror, there's a new one there.
I just turned 30, so I'm more conscious about my face than ever before.
I really didn't take care of my skin the way I was supposed to. Really wasn't responsible with sunscreen.
I tend to get rosacea right here on the cheeks, up in the forehead area.
These fine lines, you know, the ones around my eyes and around my mouth. I'm thinking, what am I gonna do about that?
I've struggled with acne my whole life, and it seems like all the other cleansers I've ever used really dry out my skin, and I feel like I have to choose between either dry skin or acne.
I always thought, you know, skin treatments or skin creams are really for girls. But the more that I thought about it, the more I gave it a try, I said, you know something, this is making a difference.
I love the feel of Luminesse. It's just very silky, really soft on my skin. It's not greasy, which I love.
The lightness of the product, and it's very refreshing when you put it on.
They go on really nice, and they feel real natural.
It's not too messy, it just goes on smooth.
It doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't feel greasy, and I feel refreshed in my face. It's so nice and luxurious.
I love the serum. That is my favorite of all.
I love how much it lightened my brown spots and my hands. My biggest pet peeve was how fast my hands have aged.
I've tried products that just don't seem to do it, but the serum evened out my skin just very nicely.
Luminesse really does work. But what if you wanted results right now? I don't mean overnight or in a few hours from getting a facial. I'm talking right now. This is not science fiction. This is a reality. This product is so powerful. It's been demonstrated live before thousands of people several times, and it is clear. Instantly Ageless is just one more reason Jeunesse is a world leader in anti-aging, removing the signs of aging within seconds.
Another is a botanical blend of antioxidants. These supercharge your internal systems. The key ingredient is resveratrol. Now, resveratrol defends against oxidative stress and helps maintain a healthy immune system. Just a single packet a day can help your cells stay healthier, live longer, and leaves you looking and feeling great. It's called Reserve. Now, speaking of supplements, with thousands of options available, how do we know which ones actually work?
We don't. AM/PM is a proven set of supplements with the highest quality ingredients to combat the signs of aging and help cells in the body function properly. AM provides you a concentration of energy you need to start your day, while PM helps prepare for a restful night's sleep so your body can focus on cell renewal and maintenance. I've learned that to look and feel younger requires maintenance.
And an easy maintenance starts out with the basics, like our appetite. Statistics now report the alarming climb of obesity and uncontrolled weight gain is spreading around the world. The harsh reality is, this can happen to anyone. Lucky for us, with advanced technology and a proven fat loss system, people are taking back the body they desire. It starts by blocking vicious hunger pains with Shape, dramatically burning unwanted body fat using Fit, and building strong, lean, healthy toned muscles with Pro. Bottom line, when combined with healthy eating and exercise, Zen Body opens the way to excellent balance, allowing your body to work the way it was intended, in perfect harmony. So, you've learned about growth factors, resveratrol, proven supplements, and intense fat loss. Ever heard of a telomere? Me neither. I had no idea as to how important they really were. Thousands of studies now show the connection
between short telomeres and cellular aging. And this? This is the most advanced anti-aging supplement to date. Finity contains the only proprietary blend of natural ingredients that are known to safely lengthen short telomeres and maintain healthy stem cells. So together, all these products become the youth enhancement system. Together, they're like a domino effect that helps repair DNA, promotes new cell growth, lengthens telomeres, and it focuses on your health at microscopic levels, some that are working from the outside in and others that work from the inside out. Yes is the most advanced anti-aging system on the planet, and it's exclusive to only one company, Jeunesse. Okay, so what does all this mean? It means that Jeunesse is changing people's lives all over the world.
Tens of thousands from everywhere are looking younger, feeling younger. People are happier and more confident, all because of yes. Jeunesse is truly redefining youth. You get to look and feel better. You pick where and when you want to work. Start part-time, make it full-time. You become part of a team with leaders who actually care and truly want to see you succeed. Not only to reap the benefits of these products, but to make an incredible profit doing it. Jeunesse compensates based on volume generated by sharing the yes products. The more volume generated and the bigger the team, the more people are paid. Choose the strategies that work best for you.
It's your life, and you've got the right to make these choices. It's a proven plan with as many as 6 streams of income. People are making $26,250 a week. A week. Think of what you could do with that. Retirement, mortgage, debt. These are words that concern us, that have affected the way we live. But people have been able to take incentive trips to exotic destinations, have lived rewarding lifestyles, and have gained something absolutely priceless.
My 20s went by, like a blink because I was working 7 days a week, sometimes 12 hours a day. And that's all I did was work. I grew up very poor, so I wanted to be successful, and I knew hard work would someday pay off. But it seemed like I was in that rat race every single day.
Before Jeunesse, I'm the just stay-home mom and also the single mom.
Before Jeunesse, I'm running my own beauty salon for about 10 years.
I only have $15 savings in my bank. When I really understand the business inside out, I really love it.
My life changed completely.
I can have more time with my daughter.
Concentrate on your goals, and this company will help you to achieve everything.
The average diamond in Jeunesse makes over $1 million a year. I hit diamond right after my year marker in Jeunesse, and this is life-changing.
Let's look at the facts. Anti-aging as a market has been reported to reach over $300 billion in sales in just the next 3 years. So, what does this mean? People don't want to age. And they'll pay big money to unlock the secret. A secret Jeunesse
has begun to unlock. At this very moment, people are using their phones, computers, tablets, and social media to share Jeunesse. It's technology that they already know how to use. With just the touch of a button, people are making a living all over the world. Best of all, they're using a global infrastructure that's already in place. Now, that's not just innovation, that's genius. It's simple. With easy-to-use products, distribution to over 85 countries, and the ability to do business from anywhere. It gives you more time to spend with your family and the opportunity to enjoy your life. This is happening
right now, all because people wanted to change their future. People just like you. Jeunesse isn't only redefining youth, it's redefining lives. Here's my favorite part, the people. Jeunesse has never been one of those cookie-cutter startups. It was created from a few people who saw a need and met it. The founders are Randy Ray and Wendy Lewis.
Down to earth, self-made millionaires, they come from humble beginnings. And over the past few decades, together, they've built strong, viable companies. One, in fact, that Inc. magazine ranked among the top 500 fastest growing privately held companies in America. Randy has been awarded and listed in international who's who.
While Wendy was recently recognized as one of the 20 most influential women by Direct Selling News. Because it's a family business, they've established a legacy that will continue on and last for generations.
Randy and Wendy are builders. They know true success comes from helping others succeed. They have a deep passion for every distributor to realize their dreams. They know what it's like to struggle and fight, and that makes this company really connect.
It's close, but global. And I love that. You want to know what else I love? They
give. Jeunesse centers its culture on the principle that nothing is more valuable than family. Jeunesse Kids is the company's charity, working arm in arm with Free the Children, an organization empowering youth, giving direct aid to underprivileged children worldwide. Together, they understand that children are the future. And as partners, Jeunesse Kids is helping build a holistic and sustainable program. It's called Adopt a Village, which means they're making a dramatic impact on families for a lifetime.
Jeunesse Kids has helped provide 2 million meals to victims worldwide. Their goal is to help feed 10 million children within the next 6 months. Jeunesse may be young, but already it's a giant. Because of a solid global platform, they're rated as the 3rd fastest growing in the industry and has become one of the top 100 direct selling companies in the world. These are the types of stats that turn heads, and there is no question, Jeunesse is redefining success. Okay, so it really is a lot to take in. But like I said, it's your life. And your choice. Here's the thing. Without a doubt, Jeunesse has changed the game. And now the path to a better life just got simpler. Make more.
Look younger. Enjoy life. This is what they call Generation Young.
Stop being scared.
Being scared is easy. Having courage is much harder.
My point is this. At the end of the day, you're going to look in the mirror and wonder, what have you done with your life? And right now,
you're alive.
Your heart is beating. Make it count.